Sioux City North 13-2. Wahlert in front of Senior 14-3, and City High leads Waterloo West 31-10. Here, our score: West Marshall and AP tied at 7. Prairie City Monroe, I believe last check was 41-8 from Mr. Amadeo in that ball game.
You know, Paul, you just said we play at Urbandale next week. I never thought I would say this, but I hope it's snowing. Bring on the snow, just for 1 week.
I'm pretty sure that's an air-conditioned press box. 42-0. Prairie City Monroe leads Madrid with 7 minutes left in the third. That's from our Johnny on the spot, Mr. Mark Amadeo, who you can hear mornings on KWKY. Always a good time to be. I was on the morning show. I talk about the game at about 7:25, and sometimes my 5-year-old Noah helps me in that report.
Does he?
Sometimes
in
not.
The background?
Yeah.
You know, I've listened to Mark a couple of days this week. Does a nice job.
That guy, he might make something of himself someday. Short kick taken by the Maroons, fair caught at the 20-yard line. Brian Morris is the next member of our broadcast, and we're going to check in with Brian Morris down on our sideline as find out what's going on here as we get ready for the second half. Brian?
You know, one of the probably most important guys tonight is the water crew, and that's led by Kurt. He's filling up the water down here. He's been back into the locker room a couple times, putting water in for the players. And again, as they come out, each coach is telling them to drink water, because the temperature is still a little bit warm on the field, guys.
Definitely feels warm here. We'll check those weather conditions and give them to you here. It hasn't got too much cooler. Maroons lead 34-7. We're ready to start quarter number 3. It's a fake to goalie, rollout pass. Hartlib finds Nick Navin in the foreground, caught at the 30, 35, 40. Great catch and run by, I'm sorry, that is Reed Flood. That's a 5, not a 3, so Reed Flood catches it.
A nice play, but that was the counter bootleg where they pull the right guard and right tackle, and then Dan fakes and rolls opposite. We have an injured Scarlett on the field.
Ball went all the way up to the 40-yard line for Dowling Catholic, and that was a nice pickup. I believe, Dave, Nick Navin came into this ball game with no carries, and he still doesn't have any carries, but he has receptions. He has more receptions than he does carries. I think he has 2 catches now. Well,
I think he had one in the Valley game.
That's right. So that would
that
would be 2 now. So he's had more catches at the fullback position. Fullback is not a big part of this offense.
Yeah, no, it really isn't. More of a blocker than anything. But as I said, that was a counter bootleg, nicely executed play.
So the injured player for East is Blake Cunningham, and Cunningham comes off to the field, off to the near side, and we're going to be ready to go. 1st and 10. Ball is at the 41-yard line, so it's a 21-yard pickup. Ball is at the 41 of Dowling Catholic, who started this drive on their own side of the field, leading 34-7. Hartlib goes under center. The tight end comes into a tight formation. 1 receiver left, 1 receiver right. It's the give to goalie. Goalie up the middle, then darts to the outside. 40 on his feet, 45, puts his head down, keeps his feet moving, gets into East territory all the way down to the 45-yard line. Nice pickup of 13 yards, almost 14 for goalie.
Great blocking by the line. That time East had a 5-man front, 5 pretty good-sized guys. And Kervin, Kinkle, Barkley, and Palmy were able to get some nice blocks to open up a hole for Bengoli. Bengoli read the blocks and picked up the first down.
Bengoli now over 10 yards or 100 yards rushing. He had 98 coming into the second half. And Darboe comes to the left and receiver to the right. Hartlib under center, fakes it to goalie. He's going to throw the football. Nice move by Darboe. That's where they're going for. It's off his fingertips and out of bounds. It would have been a catch. Sama was covering for East High, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And Amara is going to be disappointed with himself on that one. Would have been a tough catch, but I think one he probably would like to have back.
Ball is at the East 45-yard line. 2nd and 10 for the Maroons. Next week we're at Urbandale. 34-7 is our score. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock. That is the first road game of the season for the Maroons, even though it'll be the 4th stadium in 4 weeks that we're playing at next week.
Surprise, surprise.
Team with no home does well on the road. Encroachment, they don't let you get reset in high school. You jump, and I want to go down, check in with Brian Morris. He is making his way back into the stands. He is a very active gentleman on that far side of the field. Let's go now to Brian Morris, who's standing at the the North 40. Brian?
We got another penalty here on East, as we talked about. I think the fatigue factor setting in. We're going to get the crowd involved here. Next time you come down to me, try and get a cheer on the Maroon Radio Network.
We'll do that. Brian Morris on our sidelines. Goalie gets the handoff at the 40 to the 35. 30 still on his feet. Great run, and just an explosive run by Ben Goalie down to the 20-yard line. Ben Goalie has come to play tonight.
You know, I said in the first half, the growth that young man has made in one season is remarkable. And what's so hard to teach these kids is how to read the blocks. It's just something you really can't. You can set them up, but you can't teach it, and it's real difficult, and it's something a young man has to learn. And I tell you, he's really picked that up, and that's what has made him so successful so far this season, and especially tonight.
1st and 10 from the East 20. The Maroons have the football. Hartlib's looking to pass. The out, the up. It's going to Darboe at the end zone. Caught him, Mara Darboe. Touchdown, Maroons. Oh, they were looking at Darboe. I was watching the whole time, and that was a pretty pass and catch.
Well, double coverage. He was double teamed. Hartley was going to him all the way. It was a stop and go. When Amara cut his route off, Danny pumped fake. And then Darboe went for the bomb, and Dan threw a beautiful pass in the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Makes the score 40-7. Dowling Catholic trying for the extra point.
40-7 with 10:27 left to play. The extra point kick is up, and it is good. Maroons lead 41-7. You're taking a break on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. Back at East High, Williams Stadium on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. After this kickoff return, we're going to go to Brian Morris, who says he may make some Dowling Catholic sports radio history. He's in the student section. We'll go to him after the kickoff by Avery Mason. It's a short kick taken on the bounce by Abu Sama at the 20. Comes to the 25, to the 30, has a seam, 25, one man to beat, and that's Mason. Mason makes the tackle at the 40-yard line. Great 20, 30-yard return for Sama. Sets up the East High Scarlets. Let's go to Brian Morris on the far side of the field. Brian?
Hey, we're down here doing the Dowling cheer. I'm going to try and do it this time. That's the Dowling cheer, guys.
All right, we've lost Brian for the rest of the night. He's in the stands.
I'm glad we're on the opposite side of the field and didn't have to watch that one. I think Brian was in with the cheerleaders doing this cheer. I thought the history making was him getting the right tackler.
Oh, no, no, you're supposed to be looking at me on that one. That's exactly. No gain for the Scarlets as the ball stays at midfield, 2nd and 10. And, Brian's working his tail off tonight. I think he's going to double his pay. 41-7 is our score. Dowling leads this one. East High has the football. James back to pass. 2-step drop throws. Caught and hit. Matthew Hawk makes the tackle. Xavier James. Catch throws by Devontae Buckner. Devontae makes the catch. He's a junior, 6'2", 180 or 195. These receivers are tall for East. They always are, year after year.
Yeah,
Dave.
They really are. They're good-looking kids, and nice catch. And Heckman, I believe it was, who came up, made a nice tackle.
3rd and 6. It's a pickup of 4. That's a lot of work for just 4 yards as the ball is at the 46, 3rd and 6. 3 receivers left for East. James is going to throw it to the one on the left, and he's going for Buckner, and that's not even close. Miscommunication there. Good coverage down the field. Is that Pyle on the coverage? Yeah, Max Pyle.
I tell you, the receiver stopped his route. I really think he was he jumped off sides on that, to be honest with you, but they didn't call it, and he just kind of never did run a good route on that. And I tell you what, if East can't pick up this first down, looks like they're going to punt it here.
I think
that's the worst thing that could happen to them because they got to bring their defense right back on the field.
Well, and I think they were really strongly considering kicking the football. Dowling Catholic High School students display commitment to service, excellence in academics, athletics, the arts, and extracurricular activities. 57 activities and clubs and 18 sports are offered. One of them is football, which is where we're at tonight. Great punt by Sullivan. It's going to go taken by Hawk at the 7-yard line, so the Maroons will start it at the 7. 57, as I mentioned, 57 activities and clubs. 39% of students participate in sports each season. 250 students in choir, 150 students in band, and 80 students in speech and debate.
And you know, Paul, I was trying to schedule a meeting with these kids next week. I need to meet with about 116 of them. And it's virtually impossible to find a time when these kids can meet because they are so involved in all these activities. You might as well forget an after-school meeting. I finally settled on Wednesday morning at 7:30, so we'll see what happens.
See how many students show
up. They'll come. They will come.
You know, I get a chance to do high school speech at the all-state level, and I get to see kids from around the state, and I'm just always impressed by those speech and drama kids that, you know, it's the football games that are on the air and on the web, but you know, they work just as hard in band and choir and every other sports. There's a whistle on the field. Looks like the Maroons couldn't get the play off. And, you know, it's a whole wide Anthony Denkinger is in at quarterback for the Maroons. So starting to see some of that backup squad get Denkinger some good reps with this first team.
You know, you're talking about speech and debate. It's all areas. It's amazing how talented these kids are. And, Paul, when I get in the classrooms and visit these kids and listen to them, I am just so impressed with not only the teaching that takes place by our faculty, but also the intelligence of these kids. It's amazing what these Dowling kids know and what they're picking up from the teachers. And there'll be a nice article coming out, hopefully in the Des Moines Register, about our ACT test scores, averaging 25 points, and that's outstanding.
Ethan Grace takes the handoff for the Maroons and gets maybe a yard up to the 4. So it'll be 2nd and 14. Maroons in the shadow of their own goalpost. Denkinger is under center. Gives it again to the running back, Ethan Grace. And Grace this time breaks it across the 5 at least, gets out to the 6. Now you're in a field position game more than anything, and you want to get a little more breathing room off of the to give a chance to, if you have to punt the football, you don't make it here, Dave.
Yeah, and Dowling Catholic just trying to do everything they can to pick up the first down on the ground and not make a mental mistake when you're down here on your own 5-yard line.
Ball is at the 8-yard line for Dowling, 3rd and 11. Going to throw it as Denkinger. He throws it to the far side of the field, and it looks like it's caught, but it's juggled. The intended receiver was Addison Bennett. Looked like he had a really nice play. We're going to check in now with Brian Morris. He's down on the far sideline, always working. He's got some fans with him, Brian.
Yeah, you know what? I do have a little guy here, right, buddy. What's your name? Carson, and you've got Miss Coleman, right?
Yes.
Coleman night on the radio, but if you guys look over there and wave right over there, they'll be able to see you on the web, all right? Is it hot out here?
Yeah.
Carson, the boy, is standing right back. He's trying to get out of the way. Miss Coleman's not. She's excited to be here.
The punt is off by Matthew Hawk.
And my sister.
Yes. Well, thanks for coming out.
Okay.
All
Tell your
right.
mom to watch it.
Sorry about that, Brian. I cut him off. He was still in the middle of his in-depth interview. Matthew Hawk gets the left-footed punt off out to about the 42-yard line, so the best starting field position for the Scarlets.
I tell you, Hawk was fortunate to get that punt off because there was a huge rush put on by the East High Scarlets. But he did get a very nice punt all the way out to the 44-yard line from almost the back of the end zone. Great punt.
They're going to say the ball's at the 43. One little rollback, and it's still the first team for East. James is going to throw it. Caught, incomplete. Rico Gafford was the intended receiver. Looked like they maybe had a trick play of some sort, because also showing his displeasure is Brandon Long, kind of looking like that was maybe going to be to him on maybe a pitch and catch or hook and ladder play that you like to call it.
Yeah, it was hard to tell. I think Rico was running with the ball and he didn't have it.
I think you're right.
He took his eye off that one. He should have caught that ball, and he knows it.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the Dowling 43. East has the football. James in the shotgun, fakes it and goes left with it, cuts it back into the middle of the field and picks up 5, maybe 6 yards. Dowling Catholic High School football on 1150 KWKY, streaming on KWKY.com, and webcasting at DowlingCatholic.org is brought to you in part by Quality Pest Control, OBGYN and Associates, Echo Valley Country Club, Two Rivers Glass and Door, and Splash Seafood Bar and Grill. Thank you to those folks for making this broadcast possible. It'll be 3rd and 6 from the 39 as the Scarlets roll the ball here.
Great tackle by Avery Mason on that last play, Paul.
James is going to throw it, and it's caught by his receiver at the 40, and the ball is loose, but looks like the Scarlets are going to get it back. It was caught by Devontae Buckner, and then I think, Cole Myers fell back on it, but making that play for, I'm not sure if it was, it might have been Gelati who came in and made that. It was somebody on that corner spot.
Yeah, I think it was Gelati. I was kind of watching the ball once it hit the ground, and took my eye off who made the tackle just to see who come out with the fumble. But it brings up 4th down, and East High will go for it on the 39-yard line.
Well, you've already pinned him back a little bit, and you're probably you would only gain 20 yards if you punt the football. So James is going at 4th and 4. Missed snap. There comes a little bit of pressure, and James is going to be close. He made a good second effort in front of the near sideline, his own sideline. He needed to get to the 34-yard line. He is ever so close to that first down, Dave.
And he made the nice move on Sam Richter. Sam had him, but the quarterback was able to get outside, but Dowling Catholic did hold him, and they get the ball back.
So that goes as a turnover on downs, and we'll check scores after this play here as Ramel Slaughter is chasing down scores. We'll check in with other CIML scores in just a little bit. The Maroons will have the football. It's 35, or the ball is at the 35-yard line for Dowling Catholic. 41-7 is our score with 5:57 to play.
We're going to have to watch the 25-second clock here down to 6 seconds.
And it looks like it's still some of the second teamers. It's Dankinger. He's going to throw it. He gets it caught. It's caught by his receiver, Charlie Spellman. Spellman gets 7 yards up to about the 46-yard line.
I believe that's his first catch this year. Very nice catch by Charlie. The ball was thrown high. He went up and got it, pulled it down for about 8-9 yard pickup. Great catch by Charlie Spellman.
Other scores: Southeast Polk leads Waukee 13-0. Valley leads Indianola 21-10. Fort Dodge trails Urbandale 12-7. More scores in a moment. 41-7 our score. We have a whistle. We'll do it now. Marshalltown in front of Johnston 14-13. Ankeny rolling tonight. 49 Love over Des Moines North. Mason City 37, Des Moines Hoover 13. Ottumwa and Ames tied at 14. Des Moines Lincoln leading Sioux City East. That's a game on the south side tonight. 40-20 is the Rails leading that ball game. Bishop Heelan leads north of Sioux City 13-2. City High leads Waterloo West 45-7. Penalty against the Maroons sends them backwards. It'll be now 2nd and 7 from the 38. Goes to the right side. It's a run football. Ethan Grace. Grace gets a nice run, gets back to the close to a first down, but still about a yard short, up to the 44-yard line.
Nice run by Ethan Grace, trying to get on the outside, which is going to be tough to do against the speed of East High. On those tosses, I tell you, if these kids will try and go outside and then pop it upside, usually they'll find a nice lane there to run the ball.
We'll check in with Brian Morris in just a moment. It's a 3rd and 1 situation for the Maroons. It's going to be, I was just going to say, it looked like the left tackle or the left tight end moved. Let's go down now to Brian Morris, who's in the stands, and let's see who he found this time. Brian, hello.
You know, I didn't find anybody this time. I found myself on the sideline. I wanted to come down and see some of these new players coming in. Downing's got Dino DeMarco in at center, so they're trying to get some of the second-team linemen in there getting some reps as well. You know, one of the things, we would be in that 35-point rule right now, guys, if we just had that extra point there in the first half.
I think many people are aware of that fact, Brian, including the man standing next to me, Dave Marcoulier. Denkinger is going to throw the football. Here comes the blitz. He makes one man miss, but he cannot make the second man miss. Keenan Bucci makes that tackle. A sack behind the line. It'll be 4th down in a punting situation for the Maroons.
A lot of pressure on Denkinger. A lot of pressure on Anthony. Yep. That was tough. He was fortunate to do what he did.
So the first teamers come back in to make the play, and I don't know if Dowling might have to call a timeout because
1 man short. They still have time. There's 7 seconds.
It's Denkinger.
Okay.
He gets back in, and now there's going to be a timeout by Dowling. We'll take one as well. You're on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY.
Got it.
Matthew Hawk on the fake punt runs it down the near sideline to the 40, 45, 50, cross midfield, still on his feet, tucks it all the way down to the 25-yard line. Great run. Matthew Hawk extends the drive and the life. Dave was just asking me in the break how many punts. I was going to say this is the 3rd punt. It really is the 2nd.
Yeah, and again, that's the same as we saw Brevard last year. He's reading that all the way. And as soon as he got the snap, I looked at the left side, and there was absolutely no one there, and that's where he ran. Picked up a nice first down for Dowling Catholic. We have the ball back on the 20. What is that, 27?
I think it's the 27, so 1st and 10 from the 27. Denkinger gives it to Grace. No, that's not Grace.
Well, I think he gave it to the East High Scarlets. They were back there so fast. I think
they're going to say.
No, we did come up with it. I don't know how.
Mac Robinson, I believe, is who ran that football, and Mac didn't get any chance at all on that play.
And I really think that was a fumble, and I think the Dowling left guard, I'm not sure, fell on it, but I don't think our running back ever got the ball.
And Harrison Farrell is in the ball game at tailback now. He is the deep man, and he's going to get the call. It's Farrell. Ducks in left to the right, and then he's strung up and gets no positive yardage. May have even lost one back to the 32. Tackle made by East. Well, is that Luang, I believe?
You know, do we still have a whole quarter?
We do. We do have a whole other
3
quarter.
minutes in this one and a whole quarter left.
And if you can't score, you can't get that continuous clock running. And it's really started to thin out on that far side and on the near side here. Maroons trying to get some positive yardage. It's, again, the call by Harrison Farrell. And East still has their starters in, and the Dowling second and now 3rd string in some cases just not able to make any yardage at all.
No, they really aren't. East is kind of overwhelming them right now. This unit that we have in there, 4th and 15 here, Paul.
What do you do?
We can't gain any positive yards at all. We're going for it on 4th down. We'll see what happens.
All right, so our score right now is 41-7 with 2:17 to play. 4th down and 15 yards to go. Ball's at the 32. Maroons need to get to the 18. They're going to throw it behind the receiver. And it's incomplete, so the Maroons will turn it over. The intended receiver is John Romine. Let's go down now. Brian Morris is at the South 30. I don't know if he's on the field. I have a feeling I know where he is. Brian will tell us now. Brian?
You know, I'm sitting down here with another Coleman. This is Tom Coleman. Tom owns Beaverdale Confections, and he's out one of his daughters. Who's your daughter? Which daughter is yours on the cheerleading squad?
Her name is Gretchen.
Gretchen, and I interviewed Maggie, I believe. It's a Coleman fest. Monroe's, Coleman's, huge families within the Dowling community. Tell me a little bit about the support tonight you're giving the Maroons.
I think they're doing a great job. It really is a nice night, a little bit warm, but they're playing hard, and it seems like they've got the game under control.
You guys can zoom in the camera. He and I graduated the same year together, which is pretty unbelievable if you can see us. So it's good talking to you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Brian Morris, hardest working man in show business. Timeout on the field. The Maroons have it. With this timeout, we'll let you know that Dowling Catholic High School football on 1150 KWKY is on KWKY.com, where it's streaming and webcasting at DowlingCatholic.org. And also letting you know that it's brought to you in part by Central Financial, Monroe Law Office, and the Better Business Bureau. Nice job there by Brian Morris. He's always busy trying to get us updated, and Dave's trying to get sweat wiped off, and Ramel's trying to get us scoring updates, and he's dropping mice all over the place here. And 28-10, Valley leads Indianola. And Southeast Polk leads Waukee 13-0. Marshalltown now has opened up a little bit more of a lead. They lead Johnston 21-13. James gets the football back to live action. It's caught by Buckner. Buckner gets from the 30 to the 35. He caught it behind the line of scrimmage. And a lot of those plays, Dave, have been designed to try to make room in the open field. Now, this Dowling team not nearly as fast as last year's, I don't think. But that doesn't work on many levels.
Yeah, no, East High's trying to get the quick passes, too, so they can use their speed and try and beat these cornerbacks for Dowling Catholic.
Clock stop, 2:02. But it's a catch by Brandon Lane. Lane puts a hit on the Dowling player on the far side of the field, and that's Michael Sheridan.
Michael took a shot on that one, but he made the tackle. That's what's important.
Ames leads Ottumwa 21-14. Mason City leads Hoover 37-13. And Southeast Polk leads Waukee 13-0. Here our score is 41-7 with $1:50 to go before the third quarter. On arguably the longest night, as the referees take a little time out for the equipment and injury. You know, Dave, Dowling Catholic High School partners with Mercy Medical Center and Mercy College of Health Sciences, so students can gain experience and understanding of health science careers. More information at dowlingcatholic.org, or we asked Dave Marcouli.
Well, you know the meeting I tried to set up? That's the meeting, the Mercy in Health Science program. I tell you what, an outstanding opportunity for our kids, and we should take some time and talk about that in greater detail, maybe in the next coming weeks.
And that's a nice handoff and good yardage by East High. Brandon Lane. And the Scarlets are marching the football. They're now at the 45-yard line of Dowling Catholic. And so in the next couple of weeks, we'll talk about that as Dave learns a little bit more. James goes to Sama, caught at the 48, up to the 45, 40, 35, 30, still on his feet. Sama shoved out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He's still running. Tackle made by Dakota Johnson. And East is moving the football, albeit on the second team, but they're finally getting some encouragement and positive yardage.
Yeah, they're using the speed that they have and the strength, and you can just tell that they still have their first unit in on offense.
Coach Sohn brought 13 starters back from last year's playoff squad, and they need some experience. Try to get into that weight room. It's a handoff up the middle. I believe that was Kyler Krogman who went in. And the last one off the pile for the Maroons is Laith, I'm sorry.
Nice job by the interior of the defense that time. Let's try and get some of these players' names on the radio here.
James to throw
Oh,
to a
boy.
wide open Devontae Buckner. Touchdown from 25 yards out. Nice play. Devontae Buckner in the back of the end zone had his guy beat, and East gets back on the board with a touchdown.
Well, somehow we had a linebacker pick him up, which is it what you call a mismatch, Paul. And I'm not sure how the linebacker ended up on a wide receiver out there, but he was wide open. He had 5-6 steps on him and perfect pass for a touchdown.
Especially when you got a guy like Buckner. I mean, he is a tall drink of water, 6'2", 195. Good receiver. He's only a junior. The extra point is up, and it is good. And so the Scarlets pull within, make it 41-14. We'll take a break on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. Back at Williams Stadium on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY. Paul Yeager alongside Dave Marcoulier and Brian Morris. We'll get to him in a moment. Dowling leads 41-14. East High scores, and now they're kicking off. Taken at the 10-yard line is Brandon Ogden at the 20-25. Spins his way, keeps his feet moving down to the 30-yard line. Good return of 15 yards by Brandon Ogden. Let's go down to Brian Morris, and I believe his words were he has his next victim. Let's see who he's got. Brian?
You know, guys, I'm down here with some fifth-grade Raiders, right? And as Claude Wilkins talked about at halftime, that Catholic Football League is building the next generation of Dowling players. What's your guys' name?
This is Daniel Boyle, Ojo Boyle, Connor Boyle, Josh Jackson.
Wow, we got a lot of Boyles down here. Apparently, I think they're spoofing their buddy down here. But are you guys want to be Dowling football players someday?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got the next Connor Brevard down here. Dad.
Come on, I've got the next Mara.
All right, guys. On the count of three, yell, go Raiders. All right, back.
Brian Morris down on the far sideline looking for the next Connor Brevard. I'm sure Coach Tom Wilson would like to find the next Connor Brevard, don't you think?
Yeah, what's happened to Brian tonight?
He's working his tail off. He's trying to keep this game moving. 41-14 our score. Dowling has the football. Dankinger's rolling to the far side of the field. He tucks it. He's close to a first down at the 40-yard line where he's shoved out of bounds and a late penalty flag,
Yeah,
and that's going to be a late hit.
That's a late hit. He actually was way out of bounds, and the East High guy still was throwing him around. That'll be 15 yards.
And that's the thing that can happen on a game like this, Dave. You had the second string that got in and the third string. You could argue on a night like tonight when you're up by 34 points, what do? Do you keep your starters in there to get that 35 a continuous clock?
No, I'd want to play the kids. It's the most important to let these second string guys play and third string, and they need the reps just as much as the starters. So no, I'd let these other kids play and just focus on them.
And with two of your backers already out with injury, you don't want to have 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah.
Dowling has it. The 15-yard penalty moves it up to the 42-yard line for Dowling Catholic. Anthony Dankinger under center, fakes or gives the handoff, and that play goes nowhere. Not sure if that's Grace. Nope, it's that is a Harrison Farrell makes the run, and that is the end of the third quarter. Dowling leads 41-14 the fourth quarter when we return on the official radio station of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY.